Hello everyone, it's Chala from Crafting Through the Chaos of Life. Welcome back. Today we are doing a flip through of the two nature journals that I have done for my daughter's teachers. Now these are a little different in terms of how the decorating is because I really kind of let my daughter help out a lot in terms of picking out what was going in there, kind of making it more personable for each teacher. So let's go ahead and start with this one here. If you haven't seen this video, this is kind of like a specimen card. I'll try to see if I can link it down below, but this is actually our real leaf with, it's kind of almost like collaged onto some fabric, some wonky stitching around it, onto some brown paper that I distressed, and then onto another piece of card, and then just some little brads for decoration, and then that was glued to be my topper on top of my journal. Added some little gold corners on there. It's two signatures. I'm not exactly sure how many pages. I think there's about 15 pages per signature, so that would be 60 pages front and back for each signature, so that's about 120 pages, I reckon, in here. All right, so we do have a eyelets on here with this little tie closure. Go ahead and undo that. All right, open it up. We have one of these really cool pockets. And this is just a little sign that my daughter made. It says, "You can find fun stuff along the way." That was cute. This pocket idea came from Margaret at Salvin Plaza. Also in here is my letter to the journal owner from the journal maker. I include this with every journal I make. And then we have our little fun bingo, vintage bingo card, actually, just kind of collaged on top. So we have that in there. Go ahead and stick this back in that front pocket. And then of course this little sign in there. This, again, if you search back, there is a playlist for Nature Journal. You can see kind of the process of making this. I didn't show all the decorating again because I did that with my daughter, so it was just kind of us hanging out. And yeah, I didn't record that. But I love this vellum kind of cover piece to the first signature. We have this altered paper clip to hold a pen. This was an idea from Natasha at Treasure Books. There's a video that I did as well for these. You can check in the ephemera playlist for that. This paper is really cool. I have talked about this before. I've gotten this from Amazon. It's like a handmade brown paper. It's nice and thick, and I just love the way it tears, having the fibers show. Fun little pocket created out of a piece of a music page, just some collaging and washi tape on it. In here, this is a tag from a piece of clothing, I believe, that I repurposed, and just, yeah, just some stamping. I think I did a video on this. Was this an actual tag, or maybe I cut this? I can't remember, to tell you the truth. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. We also have in here, I love adding these little cards. I get these off of Amazon. They're kind of like virtue cards, or just kind of, you know, there's all sorts of different kinds that you can get. This one in particular deals with like crystals and gems, and because this teacher in particular loves geology, she loves rocks and all that sort of thing. This one says, "Rose quartz crystal, soothing and warm, like love that flows. Once under your pillow, your magic grows." Another little fun tag. This is some Edith Holden inspired papers from, it's an Edwardian lady paper pack that was within a like card making magazine. So I couldn't even tell you. It actually came from my mom, so I wouldn't be able to tell you which magazine in particular it came from. And even if I did, it's so old, you won't be able to find it. But I really liked adding that in there. So we'll tuck that in. So in this pocket, you've got a pocket here, and then there's another one right in the back. So I'm going to tuck that one right in the back. Then this one is going to go in the pocket with a little thumb notch. And then this one, let's put in the front here, just like that. Again, just some little labels and some fussy cuts, some scrap paper. This is from a flower book that I just got off of Amazon. I did have to trim it a little bit to fit in here, but I just love these images. They're just so pretty. This is my faux handmade paper, ironed onto freezer paper. There is a video for that, so go ahead and check it out. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. The back is a really slick surface of that freezer paper. So I'm not sure if writing on here would be the best, but you can definitely glue things on here, no problem. Just some more writing space. And then this is, again, most of these pages, I believe, come from, I think it's Nikki's Musing, her nature kit. Yeah, Nikki's Musings on Etsy. You can check that out. Just some stitching with yarn. I really like doing this kind of little thing, and that I'm not sure if you guys have seen that video, but I did take, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I actually rigged up this system on my sewing machine. Maybe I'll quickly see if I can pull it over, but it's literally the inside core of a dog poop bag, you guys. But it works really, really well. Let me just pull my sewing machine over. See if you can see it here. So just on the front of my machine, this is just a really cheap machine that I bought off of a friend for like 20 bucks. But this little, it's a hardcore cardboard piece, and I just used some tape and glued it to my front, and then I will put the yarn through here, and then I can feed it underneath my sewing machine nicely. And it just makes it really easy to stitch that on nicely. It just kind of runs nicely down through the machine and into underneath the presser foot. Some more nature pages, just some scrap paper that I got from Goodwill. I try to pick up paper at Goodwill wherever I can because it's really quite cheap there. This is again from another vintage wildflower book. I love dandelions. In here we have a fun belly band that we created kind of with our vintage strips. It's kind of like Tim Holtz's vintage strips that he has. I don't know what they're called. I can't remember, but this is, what is this? This is an arch types card. So kind of like, not quite like tarot cards, but they're just kind of those fun type of cards. And on here, there was like a light attribute and a dark attribute. Well, I covered the dark attribute up because it is a bit negative. So my daughter actually picked these cards out for each teacher. So she read it and picked out what resonated for her with that teacher. So seeker, light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So she felt that her teacher really helped her become a seeker and want to learn, and helped her learn, which it really is. My daughter has a learning disability and she really struggled. I used to be a special ed teacher as well, like teaching assistant, and I tried advocating since day one when she went into school knowing she had a disability, and it took a really long time for her to get diagnosed, which super frustrated me. So she's finally in this school and these teachers are flipping amazing, you guys. So yeah, I love that she picked that. Tuck that in here. This is just another fun little journal card that we made. This is from a geology book. It's labradorite. So I just cut, we cut out the rock, glue that on there, and then we cut out the definition from a dictionary of rock and just glued that on there, and then her teacher can write on the back. I love really the thought that my daughter put into picking the pieces and for her teachers. Again, it may not necessarily be my style for journals, but I just love that she put her heart into this as well. This is that kind of eco-dyed papers that I did. So I just got a whole bunch of leaves. I put them on some paper and I ran them through my Sizzix, Big Shot you can use, just, with the plates. Just know that if your leaves or foliage is green, when you put it through the plate and run it through, you are going to have leakage. So put some paper towel underneath, because those good juices from those plants will get squeezed out and run out. But I like how it turned out. And then this is just rust water over top. And when you do eco dyeing and run it through, when you put rust water over top, it oxidizes whatever the minerals are in the actual leaf itself, and it makes the image darker. So this here is actually an impression of a leaf that's actually in the book itself, which is kind of cool. I'll show you that when we come to it. This I thought was really cool to kind of put next to this. So this is from that geology book. and it's just got how plants are embedded into different rocks and fossils and stuff. So I just thought that was kind of cool to include. We got some green construction paper. This is the middle of the first signature. I just kind of love this layout with these little specimen cards. I think that's so cool. She did a great job designing those papers. Again, I know a lot of people aren't into digitals, and that's totally fine. Use whatever papers you have. I really enjoyed that particular image, and I wanted to include it. So just use what you have. Another kind of postcard that I collaged on, I have this fun little heart paper clip. The other side of that eco-dyed paper, I love how that rust water, I almost like the look of rust water more than I do coffee dyeing, if that makes sense, or tea dyeing. I just like the natural kind of watercolor edges that you get with it, because coffee dyeing itself, it seems like if you want this look, you have to build up the layers a little more, and it takes a little more time, but rust water seemed to work quite quickly. So give it a try. Just throw a whole bunch of old things into like a jar of water with a little bit of vinegar. Let it sit, and it should rest quite quickly. And I have like this, it's really disgusting to look at, but I have my little jar here. Oh, it's all dried up. This is what my rust water looks like now. It dried up. But quite honestly, I'll probably just add water to that, and then it'll kind of revive it and paint my pages. It just, yeah, quite an easy thing to do. And a lot of people don't like the smell of coffee. I personally love it, but I get it. I get it. Not everybody has the same, senses, and sometimes it's overwhelming. So this is a nice alternative to that if you don't want that coffee smell or tea smell in your journals. These are those really cool fun stack pockets that you guys liked with those 6x6 papers, along with some kind of handmade little tags. These little like ticket or tag idea, that came from Margaret from Seven Plaza as well. I just have a whole bunch of little things just kind of stuck in these pockets. Again, depending on how you glue this on, you can potentially have 8 little pockets in there. So just little fun things kind of stuck in there. I have another one of these. This is from a Secret Garden like card set off of Amazon. And this one says, "Grow, all flowers must grow through dirt." And that was another one that my daughter picked, which I thought was really cool. I just stick those in there. Again, another vintage page here. Some plain papers. Another printable. And again, this one is coffee dyed, coffee or tea dyed. And then we've got the stitching on there as well. I love just having these kind of fibers in there, lots of different textures. I like that as well. Some more handmade paper. Hand paper. What is that? Let's speak full sentences here, right? Again, these images, just gorgeous. This is a vellum pocket that we created, just a little cluster on top. Little fun tag, and then my daughter wrote a personalized note on the back. Oh, and looks like she picked another one of these cards for her. "Success, bloom where you are planted." Then we have, this is from a game, and it's just different things throughout the years, really from the 1900s on. And so it's just like, in the 1900s, the Gotta Shop craze began with what wish book? Well, of course, we all remember the Sears catalog wish book, right? And so it's just kind of some little trivia things, which I think is a lot of fun to kind of reminisce on these. And again, it's just I went to the thrift store, and for like, I think $2 or something, I got this game with all these little things in it, and it's kind of fun to add, Again, this is a page from that geology book that we just added. It's a snipe fly in amber, a dragonfly. So just some kind of really cool things that her teacher would appreciate because she does like geology. So again, we'll tuck these all back in here. So I did get my nails cut, as you can see, but they seem to be now working against me. They're not long enough. I don't know. Can't seem to win here. Okay, we'll tuck all this back in there. Get some of our fibers on there. Tuck that in there. And this is one of those kind of 3D butterflies. I think they're kind of cool. This is a little flip pocket, so you can have some writing space, flip it closed. It's made out of a book page, a gardening book page. And in here is that leaf that we talked about earlier that I did the pressing. Isn't that gorgeous? It's almost like vellum itself, where like you can totally see through it. I think that's just so cool. So we tuck that in there just for a little bit of interest. A little specimen card, did some sewing around it, just laminated. It's just put through my laminator. Again, I did have to press it, so don't laminate anything that hasn't been pressed for a while, because again, like when you run it through the die cutting process, when it goes through your laminator, you're going to have those juices of the leaf leak out, and then you won't get a good seal. So you do have to, after I run it through my Sizzix, it presses it all out, and then I press it again under some books for a bit just to dry it out. Actually, I think on that one in particular, I may have, you can actually iron them. That'll help get the liquid out. But I have a heat press because I also have a silhouette and I like make t-shirts and stuff. And so I just ran it through my clamshell heat press, or just like squeezed it in there, and it dries my flowers or my leaves quite quickly. It's quite handy. All right, we're into the second signature here, and I have to kind of speed up maybe, but again, just more pages. That is a printable. This is a piece of ledger. So you can kind of fold that out. Here is a book page tag from Anne of Avonlea. This year, my daughter and I watched Anne of Green Gables together, and so this is kind of like a memory of all that. She would go to her, go to school and talk to her teacher about that. So just kind of a fun tag, and then a little paper clip with some lace just stitched on there, just for a little bit of interest. More flower book page. This is that vellum pocket that we made with my faux handmade, ridiculously easy faux handmade paper, using the Be Creative double-sided tape, some tea, dried flowers, tissue paper, and just decorate it up. And then a little tag as well that's got some more of that paper. And then a little tea card in there. And then that's on some coffee dyed paper. There was some, as I've said before, I work at an office, so when the computer goes crazy and starts printing out like hieroglyphics or all that gobbledygook, what do you do with that paper? We obviously can't use it. So I bring it home and I coffee dye it, and then I just cover it, with just a little strip of paper. No one's the wiser. This is from a thrift store book of handmade paper. It was like a photo album. And I just really loved the texture in there, and it was super cheap, and I thought that's great paper to include. This is splatter paper. I originally saw this idea from Gail Agostinelli, so I took some scrapbook paper that I wasn't 100% cool and wild about. I took it outside, used my Distress Oxide and Distress Ink refillers, and just splatter painted all over it. Now, because it was a little bit of a smoother like paper, when I did the Distress Oxides, when they dry, they do have a little bit of a chalky feel to them, especially when you're using them more concentrated like this, like splattering. If you're just inking the edges of things, it's not so bad, but when you have like quite a bit of ink layered on here, it will have that chalky residue. So then I went over it with some Mod Podge. I know it's not Mod Podge, sorry. So yeah, just sprinkled it on there, and it just really created a cool effect. And I even kind of like the little bit of the original image showing through. It's kind of fun. So the running joke is ring, but it's also a great big rock because her teacher is into geology. We just thought that was funny. So this is just like a flashcard, again from the vintage store, and we put it on as a little tuck. In here is another kind of little quote piece. It says, if you're not making mistakes, then you're not doing anything. And I think that's so true. I mean, we're not all hesitant to try something new, but you don't learn unless you make mistakes, I think. Of course, you do still continue to learn, but I think your best learning comes from your mistakes. A really fun little bookmark. I got this from a cool little bookstore that's by my office. I think it's called the Owl's Nest bookstore. And they had these little booklets of these little bookmarks that you can tear out different images. So I thought that was cute to include, a little bird. And then I got these Indigenous cards from the thrift store as well, just beautiful Indigenous images. And thought I would include one of those as well. She can write a little note on there for someone if she likes. More, this is tea-dyed paper, I believe. More book page. More of that geology book. Again, another one of these pockets inspired by Seven Plaza. Whew, talking's all of a sudden difficult. So it's got a little pocket here, a little kind of window. Another card with that faux handmade paper and a little kind of washi sticker. Just some images. That's a stamp that I cut onto a 1-inch circle from my circle punch that I cut out. And a label. This is also her math teacher, and because my daughter's disability is in language and math, we just included this for fun because she was working on multiplication this year. Trying to get caught up on that. Middle of the last signature. This is one of those fun, I know somebody asked me to do a video of these window flip pockets. Gonna try and do that. I just have to keep that in my brain. So if that was you, please remind me if I don't get it done. A little dangle, again, created out of a little hole punch. Sometimes we punch holes. What do we do with the insides? I keep them and reuse them because you can use them as policy envelope closures. Again, sometimes I just cut them out of scrap paper or Kleenex boxes because I like the images off of Kleenex boxes, and I just keep a whole bunch of them, and I can stamp on them, I can ink them, what have you, use them as is. So I just have a bunch of those. Again, this opens up, I have a little tab on here, it just opens up that little recycled envelope, and then in here, so this says rock liquor, and this is a little tag that my daughter collaged. She cut some images out. I thought she did a really great job. And the reason why she calls her teacher rock liquor is because her teacher was trying to explain that different rocks actually are very salty, or they have like a taste to them. So she licked a rock in front of her kids at school, and the kids are like, ah! So they call her the rock liquor. That was really funny. And so she wrote about how she remembered that her teacher licked the rock and how it was so funny. Again, another card from Amazon, just with some quotes on it. Life doesn't have to be perfect in order for me to choose happiness. Today, I choose happiness. So again, these are things that my daughter picked out to put in here. So I think she did a really great job. I love the thoughtfulness that she had. Let's see if I can get that in there. Maybe a little help with my bone folder here. There we go. And then in the back of this pocket is, again, some faux handmade paper with some stitching, some different textures and fibers, and then this cute little bird. So she's got like this little bookmark. And that just tucks in the back. Some people don't like things hanging outside their journals, like out of the, kind of frame of the journal. I don't mind. I think it's cool. I kind of like that. So, but if that's not your jam, I mean, you do whatever makes you happy. Some more book. Again, there's some weird printing on here. I just put some washi tape on there. Sometimes I put washi tape on just for fun, just to make it interesting. Another one of those, collage strips. I think that's what Tim Holtz called them. And so in here we have one of these little tiny specimen cards that we created. Another one of these cool little pastime cards. 1902 ragtime. Great Scott Joplin wrote what song that would become the theme music for the 1973 film The Sting? I have no idea. Oh, The Entertainer. I know. So yeah, just some fun things. This is just a little piece of paper from a notepad. And then she chose another attribute card, again, covering up the kind of negative side of those, but the teacher, light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And again, I just thought that was really cool that my daughter picked that for her. So she does, she has two teachers. They kind of team up for her grade. And so we did make one for both teachers because they both were really instrumental in her learning this year. Love that. Here I have, I got these really cool seed packets. They're very, very thin, but I got these off of Amazon and I thought they would be fun to kind of play with in certain things. You know, decorate them, you can collage on them. But in this instance, I actually added wildflower seeds in here for them to plant. And then this cute little card, again, I got this from the Goodwill store. I apologize. I think I'm going to sneeze. One moment. I guess, one more? No, I'm good. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, and then this is just a, like, I don't know if it's supposed to be a hair clip or some sort of clip from the dollar store. I just like that it looked like a leaf. Tuck that there. This is again the other side of that ledger paper, and I folded the edge over. The other one we had a flip. This one I glued down to make it a tuck and just put some fun washi tape on it. I love this washi tape. In here, what do we have? We have a fun little specimen card. Now this is really quite cute. So my daughter very much has come out of her shell, and every morning I guess she helps run a exercise class, like an aerobics class. I don't know, it's so weird. It's so out of my daughter's element, but I love that she's done that. And so she created membership to Alexis's Worky Workout. She even signed it. So we put that in there as a fun memory. Just a fun little postcard with mushrooms. And then this is from, what is it? Professor Noggin's Extraordinary Women card game. I got it for $1.50 at the thrift store, but it's really cool. It's got extraordinary women in history. And so this one in particular is women in medicine, and just some fun little facts and stuff, which I think is kind of cool to include. They're very, they have like a group called Go Girls, which is very empowering. It's an all-girls school that my daughter goes to. It wasn't really our intent to send her there. It was just a school that was able to address her learning needs that she needed, and they've just been fantastic. I don't regret it one bit. She will go to an integrated, like a boy and girl school again, but once she finishes grade 9. So this is her first year. She's in grade 7 this year, going into grade 8. And so, yeah, she thought it was a little weird at first just to only be with girls, but now she really likes it. This is another fun little pocket that was created by Margaret from Seven Plaza. In here, we have this interactive specimen card. I'm not going to open this up and show you again. You guys saw that. If you want, you can see the pop-up specimen card to take a look at these. This actually opens up and folds down so that you can do some writing in here if you want. Otherwise, it's just a really cool pocket, I thought. And I glued it on so it made 2 pockets. Let's get this tied back together. It's like a little file folder. I think it's so cool. These were fun to make. And then in here, again, another piece of page from that geology book, and then a postcard with some florals on it. So that is book 1. Oh my goodness, that took us like half an hour to get through. About that, yeah, crazy. So lots of fun in there. I really enjoyed it. And this is from, I have a whole bunch of sample books of wallpaper and fabrics. So I use that for my covers and flips and what have you. And I have so much. I need to start making packages. I keep saying that, but time gets away from me. All right, so here is the second book for her other teacher. Again, I did a little focal image. This is a pressed flower from Amazon. Again, same little kind of topper idea, this time with eyelets. The sari silk is the closure. Now I don't have a eyelet in this one. I just looped the sari silk underneath the strings of the spine. So it's going to be very, very similar, sort of, in terms of kind of like the layout, but the personalized image stuff inside was chosen again by my daughter. Now this particular teacher enjoys cats, so we have some things for there. This time I put this one in the front, and then we have another little specimen card. This is a little digital from Margaret at Seven Plaza, my letter. the pop-up specimen card and a bingo card altered with a little fun cat on there. Tuck that in. Put this guy in there. Put that in. Is that going to go in? Get it caught on something. There we go. Okay. Again, a vellum kind of cover piece, an altered paper clip. This time it's got a little bee, and then a pen, some of that handmade paper from Amazon. I'm going to go a little bit quicker because we've kind of seen this. This is a pocket that it's kind of a woven pocket that I saw from Gail Agustinelli, and then she can take these out and write on these little tabs. Again, she chose this particular teacher is her language arts teacher, and of course this teacher likes poetry, so she chose the poet. Light attribute expresses soul insights in symbolic language. And then just, yeah, a piece of book page on some paper made into a tag with a fun vellum sticker, floral sticker. And so this was glued on as a pocket. You can do it as a tuck as well. Some more of that sewing with the fibers. More vintage book page. And again, we've got this cloth strip belly band. In here, we have the membership to the Worky Workout. Some more ladies in extraordinary ladies in history. Children's authors. Again, this is her language arts teacher. So I thought that was very thoughtful of her. Again, poetry and books. Some more of the game pieces. And another faux handmade postcard. We just did some stamping, and that was a lot of fun to make. Tuck that in there. More eco-dyed paper. I don't know if, I think you can kind of see it's a very faint image, but there is a leaf in there, that rust water again. I just thought this was fun that this said false sunflower. I just put some washi tape over it. It's a book page from a flower book, and then inside, like, again, it's another flip pocket. So I cut this out to make it a little tuck, and in here, small seeds of gratitude will produce harvests of hope. And then, yeah, just some collaging. In here we have a collage tag, and then we have this cool little leaf that we laminated. And then she can write in there as well, or on the other side. It's the best way to get this back in there. Kind of tricky to use my left hand to open this. Is that going to go in there? There we go. Can you tuck a little bit further? Yes. Okay, there we go. Middle of the first signature. Again, we have another eco print here. I just love that one. Another vellum pocket. This time I printed some music paper onto a piece of vellum, and then I used a book page to create this, and then a vellum sticker. Another Anne of Avonlea book page into a tag that they can write on. And that just tucks right in there. Come on. There you go. I love these pockets. Those were so much fun to make. And then even put a little eyelet on there. And then I have another one of those little dangles. Got a cute little tag, specimen card, and another one of these game pieces. Gorgeous images. Another faux postcard that we made, but I put a real stamp on it. Just some collaging on top. That's the end of the first signature for that one. On to the second. Another piece of ledger paper, again made into a tuck, decorated with some washi. This was just a part of a page. I have a whole box full of blank tabs, like divider pages. And so I just did some collaging on it, and yeah, just kind of tucked it in there with a little number. Thought that was cute. a little tag decorated piece of, well, it's just out of some of that tab paper, and then I put one of these. I cut out a whole bunch of these little reinforcers, these fun little reinforcers. I think there's still some of these available on my Ko-fi. You can go check that out if you want a bag of those. And then another one of those Indigenous cards. This is so pretty, those flowers. Put that in there. Another one of those Vellum Pockets faux handmade paper. This is a cute little card or tag that flips up so you can write in it. Another one of those kind of little ticket tags. And this one says mentor, light attribute, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. Again, the fact that my daughter took the time to really think about which ones she wanted in each journal, I love. Love, love, love. This paper, it was so much fun. Now that it's warmer out again, I can hopefully make some more. Another stacked pocket, lots of tea cards and little tickets and all sorts of things. And then this one is another bookmark, but out of some collaging. See if I can get that back in there now. Push it in later. What else do we have? Oh, another little belly band. This one, Poets again, another fun little card. Another one of those cool little window pockets, a specimen card, and then another collage tag for my daughter with some memories on the back. Another packet of seeds that says wildflowers. My daughter wrote that on there. And another clip from the dollar store. Got a little piece of washi because there was some weird printing on there. And then, of course, she likes cats, so we did one of those little flashcards as a tuck again, and we'll pull this out. And in here, we have another one of these laminated specimen cards with some stitching on it. And then my daughter collaged all these cats on here and then wrote a little bit more in there. Postcard. Again, I like adding the little surprises that her teachers will have of my daughter's writing and memories from the year, and kind of what, it lets them know what made a difference for that child, right? What the child will take away and what they remember. Again, because her daughter, this is her literacy. That didn't make sense. Sorry, let's try that again. Again, because this is my daughter's language arts or literacy teacher. This is from Harry Potter Hogwarts Express. And then we have another little paper clip with some lace on there. And then this back pocket, this is with that 6x6 paper. And then we have a whole bunch of fun little tags in here. Again, some more of these little, this one is cute. This teacher, again, likes tea. So have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. So I thought that was cute. And then another little tag. So that is it for these nature journals. These were so much fun to make. I really enjoyed it. But there's, I do get to a point when I'm making journals that I'm kind of done and over it. And, oh, my cat's just coming in. Hi, Oscar. How you doing? Yeah, so, it gets to a point where you're like, yeah, okay, I'm ready to be done with these and move on to something else. But they were a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. So there they are. I hope you guys enjoyed today's flip through. Thank you so much. Oh, hi. You want to come say hi? Yeah, come here. Oh, poor Oscar. Oscar is, 16 years old now. Let's see if I can I get your little face in there? I know, baby. Ready? Ready? Want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. This is Oscar. Poor little guy. Where's your whole face? Can you get your whole face in there? There you go, baby. All right. There you go. took my microphone off. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today for this flip through. Lots more projects on the go here, so stay tuned. There's a really fun one that I saw. Who did I see that from? I think it was Junk Journal Junction that I saw it on. But there's, yeah, a really cool project that I saw on her channel that I want to try with you guys. So stay tuned. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, P.S. I love you.